WTVM News in HD, sponsored by Montlick & Associates, Columbus Injury Attorneys.
Now, in high definition, coverage you can count on. This is WTVM News Leader 9.
Happening now, shots rang out at a popular beach destination. Straight ahead on the news at 6, the hunt for a killer who left 3 people dead during Memorial Day weekend celebrations. Plus, cops are out in full force this weekend. We'll tell you what to expect on the roadways for the holiday weekend. And the Memorial Day fun also comes Memorial Day drinking for some. Hear how even just a small amount of liquor could land you behind bars. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for choosing us tonight. I'm Rosalind Giles. In our top story tonight, beachgoers scramble for cover as shots fly through the area in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Multiple shots left 3 people dead and several others hurt, bringing the Memorial Day weekend fun to a halt. Mark Liverman spoke with witnesses about the terrifying moment with the shots rang out.
Next thing you know, you just hear, bah! You know, somebody shooting, bah! Bah, 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 bah.
Chaos, panic, and confusion along Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach Saturday night, after separate shootings left 3 people dead and 2 others seriously hurt. This video shot by Jamont Samuel, who says he saw one of the victims run around a corner right after he was shot.
The dude who got hit, I mean, you can see him it was just crazy. He ran around a corner. And I guess his adrenaline was pumping, and you can see where he just, eventually fell and collapsed.
Samuel says moments later he saw that same victim, gasping for air, breathing in what may have been his last breaths of life.
And it was like to the point where, he had a lot of blood everywhere, and he was just trying to breathe, and he was like, everybody's like people all around him. And
all this while hundreds of people ran away from where those shots were initially fired.
I was scared to death. I just took off and started running. I was scared.
Most of Ocean Boulevard stayed shut down through the early hours of Sunday morning as police worked to find a suspect. Tragedy a little more than a day away from the end of Atlantic Beach Memorial Bike Week.
You always try to prepare for the unexpected. We've had shooting incidents before. We certainly don't like to see any type of incidents where somebody dies during this event or any event that Myrtle Beach has. Have 3 people in one night is kind of a big thing. We only had 2 homicides for a total last year, so it's something a little unusual. We hope to put a lot of work into this and get this solved real quick.
No suspects have been arrested. Police say they don't believe the shootings are connected. Turning now to international news, the commander-in-chief takes a surprise trip overseas to enjoy troops in Afghanistan today. The unannounced stop comes just one day before Memorial Day. President Obama spoke at a rally at Bagram Air Base. In speaking with soldiers, the president says all bases in Afghanistan and in America will stop to pay tribute to the nearly 2,200 Americans who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
I know you've stood in front of those battle crosses. I know many of you carry the memories of your fallen comrades in your heart today. We will honor every single one of them, not just tomorrow, but forever.
This marks President Obama's 4th trip to the country. His last visit was on May 1st, 2012, when he made an address to the United States about the country's involvement in Afghanistan. The United States has been fighting in Afghanistan for more than 12 years, making it the U.S.'s longest war. AAA Auto estimates 31.8 million Americans will hit the road this weekend, and law enforcement officials are urging drivers not to forget to buckle up. The Click It or Ticket campaign is already underway, and officers are looking for drivers not wearing their seat belts, not to mention speeders and other reckless drivers. And don't forget, there are lots of deals for the men and women who serve our country this Memorial Day weekend. Lowe's and Home Depot are offering 10% discounts on Monday with proof of military service. Hooters is also serving up 10 free wings to all active duty military, veterans, and their spouses this Memorial Day. And News Leader 9 wants to make sure we pay our respects to those who have fought for our country and our freedom. Well, freedom. If you would like to show your thanks to a special person in the armed forces, just send us your pictures to PIX, that's PIX, at WTVM.com, and we will be adding them into our Memorial Day slideshow and featuring some of them in our newscast starting tomorrow. Switching gears a bit now to the nice weather we're all enjoying today. Meteorologist Elizabeth Diamore here. Tell us now what we can expect tomorrow.
Well, your Memorial Day is looking good. Kind of just like today. Very warm out there. Some sunshine, a few clouds. You do see those temperatures in the 90s for most across the area. So kind of a copy for your Memorial Day. More on that a little bit later in the show, though. Right now, 91 in Columbus, 90 in Dothan. We're at 88 degrees in Auburn, 84 in Atlanta. They're looking at a few showers across the northern part of Atlanta over to kind of our east as well, but here in the valley we managed to stay dry for most. I was kind of had a pop-up shower along Taylor County, but it is gone, and we could see a passing shower or two before the night is over, but mainly we're going to keep things dry tonight and for the start of your Memorial Day. A little closer picture shows right now a quiet sweep across the entire area. That green across the radar right there is just kind of ground clutter. No rain for that area of the valley as well. To break it down tonight, we do see temperatures very warm again for your Sunday night in the 80s under partly cloudy skies, and I'll have a full check of the rest of your Memorial Day weekend coming up a little bit later in the show. Rosalind?
All right, Elizabeth, thank you very much. Well, while many are excited to spend the Memorial Day weekend with friends, family, and enjoy good food, catching those driving under the influence is always top of mind for law enforcement officers. New at 6, our Sarah Lim looks into the difference between a DUI less safe charge and a DUI. She joins us now in studio with more on keeping you safe. Sarah?
Good evening, Rosalind. I met with Elle Barber from Barber's Driving School to look into this issue. Barber says in the state of Georgia, there are two types of alcohol-related DUI charges, a per se DUI and a less safe DUI. A per se DUI is when the blood alcohol level of the driver is greater than the legal limit, which is 0.08. Now, a less safe DUI is what often confuses many people. This is when the driver is, quote-unquote, less safe to drive as a result of drinking alcohol or consuming drugs.
You can still be charged well below the 0.08 level. And again, in our school here, we see people getting convicted with as little as 0.04 all the way up to 0.07 on the less than safe. And that's usually coupled with some evidence of sporadic driving, reckless driving, high-speed driving. More often we'll find it in association with a wreck or vehicle collision. If someone's charged with a 0.02, 0.03, it'd be very hard for the prosecution to prove that the alcohol was a contributing factor in that wreck.
Now, Barber says the outcome and the penalties are the same for a less safe DUI and a per se DUI. He also says once a person is charged with DUI, he or she will go to jail, and a DUI never leaves your record. I'll have the full story and more detail on DUI less safe coming for you on News Leader 9 at 11. But for now, I'm in studio. Sarah Lim for WTVM News Leader 9.
All right, Sarah, very good information. Thank you. Now, across the bridge to Alabama, Fort Mitchell officials honored veterans today during its Memorial Day celebration. The Fort Mitchell National Cemetery hosts the memorial service to honor fallen soldiers. The annual service is held to pay tribute to the thousands of soldiers buried there, but to also recognize veterans still with us today.
To raise awareness that these men and women died serving our country. And we can set aside one day out of the year that we're all thinking about the same thing and paying tribute to their service and to their families.
Former Columbus Mayor Bob Portashef was the guest speaker. Portashef is a retired U.S. Army colonel. Scott Ressmeyer and his band of Miracle Riders traveled the United States in hopes of reaching a $1 million goal for the Children's Miracle Network at Columbus Midtown Medical Center. Up next, we have the head rider himself in studio to talk about the journey and future aspects of the ride.
Coverage you can count on from WTVM News Leader 9.
Marriage kind of gets a bad rep on television.
Forbidden Love, the hottest storyline on TV. We uncovered how this trend was leading some down a troublesome road in Scandal Life. New high-tech hotlines are offering crisis counseling via text. But what are the risks? We found out in Text for Help. And when severe weather threatened, you trusted Storm Team 9.
Numerous supercell storms along the line here.
Always working to keep you safe. For coverage you can count on, turn to WTVM News Leader 9.
I'm Andy Carter, candidate for Alabama State Senate District 27. As an officer who retired from the Air Force after 20 years as a pilot, I learned a few things about leadership and service. They go hand in hand. As your state senator, it is my job to serve you and your needs, not the needs of big Montgomery special interests. That is real leadership. Too many politicians today are serving their own special interests or their own careers, but I've served others all my life, and I look forward to the opportunity of serving you.
Need new furniture? Honor great style at Badcock's Memorial Day sale. Save 25% on all sofas. Choose from a variety of colors and styles and save hundreds. Plus, save 25% on all 5-piece adult and kids bedrooms. And take 30% off select Certa Century mattress sets. With no credit refused, Badcock makes it easy. Save 25% on all sofas and 5-piece bedrooms at Badcock's Memorial Day sale.
Badcock and more makes it easy.
More people turn to Indoor Solutions for their total comfort needs. From maintaining your Bryant system to helping you have a home that is both comfortable, efficient, and safe, Indoor Solutions is your indoor comfort expert. If you have allergies, pets, children, or elderly, Indoor Solutions has clean air solutions for any budget. We'll do whatever it takes for your total comfort, because indoor comfort is what we do.
Call Indoor Solutions tomorrow, solutions today.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Tire Pro. You're watching News Leader 9. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, everyone. Plans for next year's Miracle Ride, they're already in the works as Scott Ressmeyer and friends are nearing their goal of $1 million for the Children's Miracle Network. Scott is here to talk with us about the great mission. Welcome, Scott.
Great. I'm glad to be here.
I'm actually here on the bike that still has the dirt on it from the road. You know, they just came in on Friday, and now they're here. Great trip for you guys. You did so wonderful.
It was a phenomenal trip. I mean, you know, the people across this country are just unbelievable, and to be able to raise the kind of money that we were able to raise and help kids here in our community, it was just, I don't know, just touches your heart. But then when you come in that Friday night and there's so many people downtown waiting on us, it's
I don't know, it's amazing. We live in an amazing community. Certainly. The crowds get bigger and bigger every year. We're now looking at video of you leaving actually from Midtown Medical Center beginning of May. You guys were on a 21-day voyage. How was it for you when you're leaving and you see all these people crowding around?
You're just so ready to get on the road. I mean, all the preparation leading up to the start of the ride, and you're just anxious, you're ready to go. So when you finally crank up the motor and you head out, it's kind of like a relief at that point. And then just the anticipation of what the journey is going to bring.
Exactly. You're doing this for the Children's Miracle Network, for the sick children, to help raise money to keep them healthy. As you're on the road, what's going on out there as you guys are meeting new people, you're trying to donate or collect money for the donations?
Right. Well, you know, we stop at a lot of different hospitals, and when we stop at the different hospitals, we're able to see kids in there, and that reminds us every day, you know, what we're actually doing this ride for. And it also gives us a chance to talk to the folks out there in their community and say, you know, Children's Miracle Network is really a great organization. It's going to take care of the kids right there in your own community. And then we get a chance to talk about Columbus Regional and what a great facility it is and how they take care of their kids.
And we follow you all the way to the very end, from the beginning to the end. And what's important is I realized that, you know, you raised more than $200,000 this time. Your goal when you started in 2009 was to raise $1 million or do it for 10 years, whichever comes first. Now, if you're going to hit the road again next year, you could very well reach your goal.
Yeah,
it could be your last ride.
It'll be our last ride. And every guy that's ever rode, they have the opportunity to ride the last ride, so they're already signing up. So we have 32 people that have done it year to date, so we won't have any new riders next year. It'll be all the people that have done it before, and they want to be on that journey to complete our goal.
Sure. Well, Scott, our hats are off to you. We congratulate you and the Miracle Riders for such an awesome job that you guys do. And, of course, people can still donate. Scott and the Miracle Riders usually leave in May of each year, and we'll be looking forward to their departure again next year. But don't forget, you can get in on the fun by donating to the Children's Miracle Network. Just go to our website, WTVM.com, and click on Scott's Ride for Miracles under the Quick Links tab. Scott, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Time now to talk weather. Everyone wants to know what the weather will be like for Memorial Day plans. Here's Elizabeth.
Well, it's going to be nice, but more on that after the break. Right now, I wanted to remind everyone your last chance to win a weather radio is this Tuesday, so watch WTVM, listen for that keyword, and text it in. But coming up after the break, I'll have a full check of that 7-day forecast.